Hello and welcome to Fast and Factual. I'm Utsav Parekh and I'll take you through the top 50 stories of the day. Let's begin. Ukraine's capital Kyiv has been attacked by the air by Russia for the 9th time this month. Kyiv's authorities said it seemed all incoming missiles had been destroyed. However, debris falling from the air caused some damage in two districts. One person has been killed and two more wounded in a missile strike on the Black Sea port of Odessa. Blasts were also heard in some of Ukraine's central western regions. On both sides of the war in Ukraine was on the agenda on Thursday's session of the UN Security Council. Council representatives pointed fingers towards the parties they deem responsible for the continued aggression. Meanwhile, the deputy to the High Representative for Disarmament Affairs updated the number of civilian casualties to at least 23,821 since the beginning of the conflict. The council session took place against the backdrop of new sanctions announced by the US and the rest of the G7 economies. According to internal reports, the Pentagon has overestimated the value of the ammunition, missiles, and other equipment it sent to Ukraine by around $3 billion. The error was the result of assigning a higher than warranted value on weaponry that was taken from US stocks and then shipped to Ukraine. According to experts, this error could pave the way for more weapons being sent to Kyiv for its ongoing war with Russia. US President Joe Biden has told his Japanese counterpart, Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, that the US and Japan will hold Russia accountable for its invasion of Ukraine. Biden told Kishida that we stand up for the shared values, including supporting the brave people of Ukraine as they defend their sovereign territory and holding Russia accountable for its aggression. Biden's comments come ahead of the Hiroshima G7 leaders meeting. UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak met with Japan's Prime Minister Fumio Kishida to sign the historic Hiroshima Accord. The new partnership will help the UK step up defense cooperation with Japan. The countries will also announce the launch of a semiconductor partnership to strengthen the chip supply chain as part of the accord. European Council President Charles Michel has said that it's in the EU's interest to maintain a stable and constructive cooperation with China. He added that the EU would call on China to step up pressure on Russia to stop its military aggression in Ukraine. Michel's comments come ahead of the G7 Leaders Summit in Hiroshima. The G7 countries include Japan, the US, Germany, Britain, France, Canada, and Italy. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi is set to meet Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at Hiroshima. The duo is likely to discuss the Russia-Ukraine war. According to media reports, the meeting will take place on Sunday. This will be Indian Prime Minister's first time meeting with Zelensky since the beginning of the Russia-Ukraine war. Syria's President Bashar al-Assad is set to attend an Arab League summit. This will be his first summit since Syria was suspended from the regional body 12 years ago. Syria was readmitted to the Arab League earlier this month. Assad arrived in the Saudi Arabian port city of Jeddah on Thursday evening. That's where the Arab League summit is taking place. Several Palestinians were injured after Israeli police opened fire and used tear gas against them. The incident took place while Palestinian protesters were participating in a protest on the Gaza Strip's eastern border with Israel. The protest occurred following a so-called flag march by far-right Israelis on Thursday. The march had taken place in the old city of occupied East Jerusalem. Pakistan's former Prime Minister Imran Khan has said that he will not join an investigation by the country's anti-graft agency while he's out on bail. Khan added that he will not bow down under the pressure that the government was mounting on him and his party. Khan was arrested on May 9th and later set free on court-ordered bail that was extended till May 31st. Khan's arrest triggered a wave of violence that deepened political instability in the South Asian nation of 220 million people. Colombian authorities have recovered the bodies of 3 adults who died in a plane crash in the Colombian jungle on May 1st. The fate of 4 children who were with them is still unclear. A Cessna 206 plane carrying 7 people issued a Mayday alert due to engine failure in the early hours of May 1st. Preliminary reports suggest that the 4 children escaped the plane and set off into the rainforest to find help. Having been closed for 3 years, New York's iconic Roosevelt Hotel is being repurposed as a migrant processing center. It's now operating as an asylum seeker arrival center as New York City struggles to keep up with the continued flow of migrants to the city. At its peak, the hotel could house around 900 residents. Meanwhile, New York City Mayor Eric Adams has called on the Biden administration to provide more funding amid the migrant crisis. Italian authorities continue with flood rescue operations. This is after torrential rains have caused over 300 landslides in the Emilia-Romagna region. At least 9 people have lost their lives in the recent floods. The country has announced an emergency aid package of $22 million. Drought in southern France is leading farmers to lose their harvest. Apricots are drying up and falling from branches due to the extreme heat. Farmers are losing their produce as a water shortage grips the region. With depleting water reserves, southern France is looking at one of its worst droughts. In Spain, wildfires in the western region have scorched over 1,500 hectares. This has led to the evacuation of almost 550 people. As many as 250 firefighters have been deployed to douse the blaze. However, firefighters have said that strong winds were spreading the fire, making it difficult to control the flames. In Mexico, the Popocatépetl volcano spit out ash and smoke. The volcano is situated southeast of the country's capital, Mexico City. It's one of the most active volcanoes in the country. Meanwhile, classes for over 100,000 students were cancelled in multiple towns clustered around Popocatépetl. A new study claims that more than half of the world's lakes have shrunk since the early 1990s. This is because of climate change and global warming. A team of researchers assessed almost 2,000 lakes using satellite imagery. According to their findings, 53% of lakes showed a decline in water cover. The study concludes that over 2 billion people would be affected as lakes continue to dry up. A team of 30 South Korean experts will inspect the Fukushima nuclear power plant in Japan. The inspections are related to the release of wastewater from the site. Remember, Fukushima was damaged in 2011 due to an earthquake which was followed by a tsunami. Japan plans to release waters from Fukushima to begin reconstruction work. However, small traces of radioactive material remain in the treated water. In England, the Millennium Seed Bank has stored over 2.5 billion plant seeds. The bank houses seeds of over 40,000 plant species taken from 190 countries. This has been done to create backups of plants that are endangered or on the verge of going extinct due to climate change. The bank's vaults are underground so that the seeds can be saved from flooding and other calamities. A new study has found that New York City is sinking due to the extraordinary weight of its skyscrapers. On average, the Big Apple is going down by approximately 1 to 2 millimeters each year. Some parts of the city are sinking even faster due to the sheer weight of the buildings. This has increased the threat of flooding, particularly in low-lying areas. Researchers added that the sinking effect was being worsened due to rising sea levels. Walt Disney has announced the closing of its Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel. It's an immersive Star Wars-themed luxury hotel in the U.S. state of Florida. The hotel will be shut down this September. This is less than 2 years after it was launched in March 2022. Disney has not provided any reason for the shutting down of its operations. However, this comes at a time when the company is looking to aggressively cut its costs. Meanwhile, Disney is also scrapping plans to build a nearly $1 billion corporate campus in Florida. This would have housed 2,000 employees. Disney says that changing business conditions have prompted the company to reconsider its plans. The move comes against the backdrop of the conglomerate's ongoing legal battle with Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis.
No corporation.
Ford Motor is recalling over 400,000 sport utility vehicles in the US. The vehicles are being recalled over display errors in their rear-view cameras. The glitch causes the rear-view display to fail. This increases the risks of a crash. Ford had called back vehicles for the same issue in 2021 and early 2023. However, despite repairs, the fault continues to persist. American technology firm Oracle has reportedly laid off more than 3,000 employees. The layoffs were from its health information technology arm, Cerner. Reports suggest that the tech company has also paused raises and promotions in the unit. Oracle acquired Cerner in 2022 for nearly $28 billion. Australia's financial services company, AMP, has been fined more than $16 million. The company has been penalized over a scandal dating back to 2018. The financial firm had been taking insurance premiums from the accounts of dead clients. It had also conspired to charge fees for financial advice that was never given. Twitter Blue subscribers can now upload 2-hour-long videos on the platform. Owner Elon Musk announced this over a tweet on the social media site. The company has expanded it from its previous 60-minute limit. However, a user immediately took to the comment section to upload a full copy of the movie Shrek the Third. Reports say that this move could encourage piracy on the platform. Twitter has accused Microsoft of using unauthorized data from its platform. Microsoft allegedly violated an agreement over using the social media platform's data. Twitter owner Elon Musk's lawyer has also accused Microsoft of sharing the data with government agencies without consent. Musk's lawyer has asked Microsoft to conduct an audit of its use of Twitter's content. South Korean video game company Krafton is set to relaunch its popular Battle Royale game in England. Battlegrounds Mobile India has been approved for a 3-month trial period. The popular mobile game is returning after it was banned for nearly a year. The Indian government had banned the app over concerns about its data sharing and mining in China. OpenAI is introducing the ChatGPT app for Apple's iOS. The company has said that the app will be free to use. It will sync history across devices to provide optimum results. OpenAI has also said that ChatGPT Plus subscribers will get exclusive access to GPT-4's capabilities. GPT-4 is ChatGPT's successor with advanced features. The app's rollout for iOS will begin in the US. It'll expand to additional countries in the coming weeks. Five TikTok users from Montana have filed a lawsuit to block the US state's new ban on the video sharing app. The US users believe that the law violates their First Amendment right. The First Amendment protects a citizen's freedom of speech in the US. Earlier this week, Montana's governor signed a legislation to ban TikTok in the state. Coming to sports, Royal Challengers Bangalore beat Sunrisers Hyderabad by 8 wickets in yesterday's IPL match. The game was played at Hyderabad's Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium. Hyderabad's Heinrich Klaassen scored 104 runs to take his side to 186 in 20 overs. However, Bangalore's Virat Kohli and Faf du Plessis stole the home team's thunder. Kohli scored 100 runs in 63 balls, while du Plessis scored 71 runs, taking their side to a comfortable win. This was Kohli's sixth ton in the IPL. He was given the Man of the Match award for his innings. In football, Newcastle United dominated Brighton 4-1 in the Premier League. Brighton got off to a poor start after an own goal by Deniz Undav in the 22nd minute. Dan Burn scored for Newcastle in the 45th minute, piling on to the lead. Brighton's Deniz Undav found redemption by scoring a goal in the second half. However, Newcastle netted 2 goals in quick succession to seal the game. Newcastle secured 3 points with the win, boosting them to the 3rd spot in Premier League rankings. AS Roma earned a 0-0 draw against Bayer Leverkusen in the Europa League semi-final return leg. The visitors Roma were on the back foot the entire game and had to survive immense pressure from the hosts. With the draw, Roma managed to edge past Leverkusen with a 1-0 aggregate win. They had scored in the first leg thanks to a goal from Eduardo Bove. The side led by Jose Mourinho will face Sevilla in the Europa League finals. Sevilla beat Juventus 2-1 in the second leg of the Europa League semi-finals. Substitute Eric Lamella's fabulous header 5 minutes into extra time earned them the win. On aggregate, Sevilla beat Juventus 3-2, securing a spot in the finals. In English League One football, Sheffield Wednesday pulled off one of the greatest comebacks ever against Peterborough. Sheffield had lost the first leg 4-0 and were booed off the pitch by their fans last Friday. However, they stormed back in the second leg with a 5-1 score, putting the aggregate against Peterborough at 5-all. The tie then went to penalties, where Sheffield emerged victorious 5-3, sending their fans into a frenzy. Till now, no team in English Football League One playoffs had overcome a first-leg deficit of more than 2 goals. Sheffield, captained by 49-year-old Barry Bannon, became the first team to beat all odds. In tennis, Rafael Nadal has pulled out of the upcoming French Open. He made the announcement after failing to pass a fitness test. Nadal has been plagued with multiple injuries and struggles to recover from them. The 14-time Roland Garros winner said that 2024 could be the final season of his career. India's compound archery team advanced to the final round in the second leg of the Archery World Cup. The matches are being held in China's Shanghai. The mixed pair of Ojas Diotale and Jyoti Surekha Venom have secured India's first medal at Stage 2 of the World Cup. They beat Italy in a dramatic fashion to make the finals. The duo will be up against heavyweight South Korea on Saturday. In golf, the PGA Championship start was delayed at New York State's Oak Hill course. This was due to frost on the field as overnight temperatures plunged below freezing. When play began, American rookie Eric Cole wowed everyone by jumping to the top of the leaderboard. Cole showed some serious skill on the unpredictable course. He aced 6 birdies and ended the day at 5 under par. Meanwhile, world number 1 John Rahm had a nightmare start and is currently placed 177th. In basketball, Denver Nuggets pulled off a nail-biting win over Los Angeles Lakers. Visitors Nuggets beat Lakers 108-103 to clinch Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. Jamal Murray led the charge for Denver with 37 points. Denver are just 2 wins away from securing their first appearance in the NBA Finals. In athletics, more than 200 Russian athletes were sanctioned by the World Anti-Doping Agency. The agency found that Russian athletes had manipulated data and samples. Meanwhile, another 182 cases remain under investigation. Currently, the agency has banned the athletes from participating internationally for the next 4 years. However, Russia has appealed to reduce the ban to 2 years. The trailer for director Martin Scorsese's drama film Killers of the Flower Moon is out. The true crime film is set in the 1920s in America's southern state of Oklahoma. The film stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, and Lily Gladstone. It will release in theaters on the 6th of October. The animated sci-fi series Futurama has been renewed for a new season. The 10-episode series will start streaming from the 24th of July. The season will have a new episode dropping weekly. The series features the voices of actors Billy West, Katie Sagal, and John DiMaggio. K-pop band New Jeans' singer Danielle has dubbed the Korean version of the song Part of Your World from the film The Little Mermaid. The live-action film is set to release in theaters on the 26th of May. It stars Halle Bailey and Jonah Hauer-King in the lead roles. Puerto Rican rapper Bad Bunny has released a new single titled Where She Goes. The song is accompanied by a star-studded music video featuring singers Frank Ocean and Dominic Fike and rapper Lil Uzi Vert. The video is shot in the desert of California. Country music singer Garth Brooks has announced new dates for his 27-show Vegas residency. Brooks has announced 18 new dates in 2024 for his Garth Brooks Plus One residency. Brooks will be performing at the famous Caesars Palace Hotel in Las Vegas. The trans takeover picket at the Writers Guild of America strike drew over 200 writers and allies from the community. Writer Jacob Tobias said that they were in solidarity with the labor movement around the world. Concerns about trans employment and representation in pop culture were also raised at the strike. Rapper Flavor Flav joined the WGA strike outside the Warner Brothers studios in Los Angeles. He brought pizza, burgers, and fries for the striking writers. The rapper registered his protest by dancing to the popular song Fight the Power by his hip-hop group Public Enemy. The Screen Actors Guild and the American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, or SAG-AFTRA, are also planning to go on strike. The SAG-AFTRA union plans to hold a strike authorization vote ahead of the June 7th negotiations with major studios. This would allow union leaders to stage a walkout in case a new contract is not negotiated with Hollywood producers. A new documentary on the late Swedish DJ Avicii is being developed. The documentary is expected to include previously unreleased footage. Fresh interviews with Avicii's family and friends will also be part of the documentary. Avicii died in 2018 at the age of 28. Disney is removing content from its streaming platforms Disney Plus and Hulu in a cost-cutting move. At least 4 dozen titles, including Willow and Turner and Hooch, will be removed from the platforms. Disney CEO Bob Iger said that it's the right path for streaming's long-term profitability. That's all for today's episode of Fast and Factual. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to Firstpost.